and thank you for staying with us. He's made a name for himself as one of the world's most influential management thinkers. Several of his concepts, like power pricing and identifying companies that are so-called hidden champions, have even entered marketing language. When it comes to business success or the lack of it, how do you bridge the gap between theory and practice? I caught up with Professor Hermann Simon for some answers. Thank you, Professor Simon, for agreeing to chat with me today. I'll start off with talking about this idea of hidden champions. How do you identify hidden champions and what makes them unique?
Hidden champions are global market leaders which are hidden. Strangely, they are not known. So my criteria are top 3 of the world, less than $5 billion in revenue and little known to the general public. And I detected in the course of the last 30 years about 3,000 of them all over the world. By definition, a very large company like a Fortune Global 500 company does not belong into this category. But we have thousands of mid-sized companies which are number 1 in their market in the world, and nobody knows them.
How do hidden champions differentiate themselves from the rest?
First, they're very ambitious. They want to be the best in their market, the market leader. They achieve that through focusing. Focus leads to world class, and they're very long-term oriented. And that has led them into their leading positions, which they have been defending for many years.
What about here in Asia? Have you identified any hidden champions here?
I have identified many Asian hidden champions. To take an example from Malaysia, Top Gloves in reusable rubber gloves, or one from India, SL ProPack, which is a global market leader in tubes for toothpaste. And they are in 45 countries with their own manufacturing. So you have them all over the world, but the majority actually comes from Germany.
What about hidden champions right here in Singapore?
In Singapore, we have, for instance, SRS, that's the global leader in rescue systems. And in Singapore, I see the potential rather for service companies. And of course, Singapore is an ideal location for service companies to globalize.
What makes you so confident about service companies?
You are in the center of the fastest growing region in the world. You have excellent international connections for logistics, for people to travel. That's important for internationally active service companies.
When you look at these hidden champions or identify them, what makes them so impressive?
That is, the 2 pillars are focus plus globalization. Focus makes the market small, globalization makes it big. And this is the essence of the hidden champion strategy, to focus and to globalize.
Your concept of hidden champions is situated in a global context, Professor Simon. But what about for emerging economies? What are the major constraints, perhaps challenges and even opportunities that you're seeing with emerging economies as far as becoming hidden champions?
First, it's the lack of entrepreneurial and technical talent. But beyond that, it's also a lack of focus. What I observe very frequently in emerging countries is that entrepreneurs who are successful in their business, they start to diversify. They're tempted to go into real estate or whatever the booming business in their country is. And so they do not stay focused, they do not globalize, and in that way they never become a global market leader. So this is the strategy. If you are a small guy, you have to find your niche, focus on that niche and become the best in the world in that smaller market. But if you then globalize, the market is big enough for you to grow to a substantial size.
The role of the CEO is an important one for any company, whether it's small or large. You've been asked point blank by CEOs what your thoughts are for that silver bullet when it comes to pricing. How does the role of the CEO play into profit performance for a company?
The CEO does not have a strong direct impact on profit performance. It's more indirect. Through the value systems, through the organization, and the monitoring of this. So if it comes to pricing, I do not expect the CEO to make price decision, but I expect the CEO to set up the right incentive system, to set clear priorities on value and positioning, and that leads to success.
Thank you very much, Professor Simon, for sharing that with me and spending this time.
You're welcome, Dawn.
That's our program for this week. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you've missed any of our past episodes or you have questions or comments, drop us a line. You'll find us at channelnewsasia.com/moneymind, and you'll also find us on Facebook. I'll see you same time next week.